one who stands beneath the tree. In some families in Pennsylvania, Christmas lights are never left plugged in overnight, not because of fire hazards, but because of something far older and far less explainable. They believe that if the tree lights turn on by themselves in the middle of the night, glowing only red, then someone else has entered the room. They call it the garter. Not a ghost, not a spirit, not something that knocks or moves, just a presence. The stories say the garter appears when children are being watched too closely, when fear has already settled quietly into a house and is waiting for a reason to grow. It does not touch, it does not speak, it does not speak. It stands beneath the tree and looks at the children as if it is counting something only it can see. And it can only be seen in mirrors. I grew up hearing the story from my grandmother, who unplugged the tree every night without exception, her hands shaking slightly as she did. She never explained why, until the night the lights turned on anyway. I was 8 years old, half asleep on the couch, when the room filled with a dull red glow that didn't belong to any dream. At first, I thought my eyes were still closed, but when I opened them, the tree was glowing red from top to bottom, every bulb lit evenly, without flickering. Red wasn't one of the colors. The room felt heavier, as if the air itself had thickened, pressing against my chest with slow patience. I tried to call out for my grandmother. My voice wouldn't come. I sat up slowly, my eyes locked on the tree, afraid that if I moved too fast, something would notice. That's when I saw the mirror. It was the hallway mirror, angled just enough that I could see the tree reflected in it. And beneath the branches, in the reflection only, stood a tall shape. It wasn't solid. It wasn't smoke. It looked like a shadow that had learned how to stand upright. Its outline was wrong, shoulders too narrow, arms hanging too long, tapering down like they never quite finished forming. No face, just a darker space where a face should be. I squeezed my eyes shut, counting silently, begging myself to wake up. When I looked again, the shadow was still there, closer. In the mirror, its head tilted slightly, as if it had noticed me noticing it. I understood then why they called it the garter. It wasn't hunting. It wasn't threatening. It was watching, judging, measuring. The red light pulsed faintly, slow and steady, like a heartbeat that didn't belong to anyone in the room. I slid off the couch, my feet barely touching the floor, and tried to move away from the mirror. The garter moved too, not in the room, only in the reflection. Every step I took backward, it stepped forward beneath the tree, never breaking its stare. I felt small, exposed, like something deeply personal was being examined without my permission. The lights grew brighter, and I knew somehow that it wasn't there for me alone. It was there for every child who had ever slept under that roof. Every secret thought, every fear, every moment of weakness. I finally screamed. The sound came out wrong, thin and strained, like my voice had to push through something invisible. The garter didn't react. It simply raised one long arm in the mirror and pointed toward the hallway, toward the bedrooms, toward where children slept. That's when the lights shut off. Instant darkness. The room felt normal again. Too normal. My grandmother burst in moments later, breathing hard, her face pale when she saw the unplugged cord still lying on the floor. She didn't ask what I saw. She already knew. We never spoke about it again. But every Christmas after that, she covered every mirror in the house before nightfall. Sheets, blankets, old towels. Because if you don't look, the garter can't tell whether you're watching it or if it's time for it to start watching more closely.